Well, this is it, everyone. One more game before the long-awaited home opener kicks off the 2016-2017 season back at K. Yeager Coliseum this Friday night. Welcome to the broadcast, everybody. I'm Alex Von Koitel, the voice of your Wildcats. Excited to have you with us tonight for what should be one last preseason thriller here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Joining me in the broadcast booth this evening for this exhibition contest, new Wildcats forward Ricky Carvalho, born less than 10 miles from here, a recent convert to the Wildcats cause, but seen in this building perhaps as a bit of a turncoat. Ricky, so glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
Of course, so what is it going to take tonight to bounce back and take the preseason split in this building after falling just short in Wichita Falls last Saturday night?
We're going to vary our chances. I think we did that the other day.
Absolutely. Lots of chances that were not completed and not finished off on Saturday night. The Wildcats obviously hoping to change that here tonight. This has always been a difficult place to play in, but at the same time, an exciting one. Easy to get fired up for games in this building against this opponent, and I'll tell you what, folks, we are fired up. The opening faceoff is underway. This game is underway. Early on, the Wildcats dump the puck deep into Brahmas territory. Seamus Donahue pitches down the left half boards and plays it deep. Jordan Wishman back there, harassed by Ethan Daniels in the far corner. Trying to pry it loose, and he does. Donahue twisting and turning from a couple of Brahmas, trying to keep it in the offensive zone, but he can't do it. Carson Kelly tries to swing one to fellow veteran Troy York. It's taken now by C.J. Regula, who will sweep in behind his own net. He has to spin away from the pressure coming from Troy York. The first period of Wildcats hockey is brought to you by American Classifieds, and thanks so much to everyone on the broadcast this evening tuning in on YouTube. We apologize there is no fast hockey stream tonight. Unfortunately, just one of the many problems of the preseason is that can't always be 100% prepared from a broadcaster's point of view. But we're doing our best here on YouTube.com with this audio-only stream. And again, Ricky, thanks so much for helping me out here. It's always good to have a player analyst in the booth as well. So a shot turned aside there by the goaltender right now, Alec Calvaruso, who played pretty well last Saturday night against the Wildcats, stopping all 9 of the shots that he faced. Blake Pazzi on the intercept in the neutral zone will dish it on back. Alexei Poikala, the veteran Wildcat, leaves it for fellow vet Ryan Burnett down the right wing side, storming past Wishman to the goal, shoots, and a pad save is made on the rebound, and that one is stopped, smothered up by Calvaruso with the glove on Alexei Poikala. Big stop by Calvaruso. So the Wildcats line up for this offensive zone draw to Calvaruso's left. Puck drops. John Zimmerman, the veteran Brahma. So Ricky, how many of these guys do you know on the Lone Star Brahmas who play in a rink that you grew up not too far away from?
I remember playing 2 players, I believe. Troy York and Johan Zimmerman.
Troy York, and Zimmerman, a couple of Lone Star Brahma veterans. So just to avoid confusion, folks, there are 2 Zimmermans on the ice tonight. No relation. Joven for the Wildcats and John for the Lone Star Brahmas. So we'll do our best to make sure I pronounce or say both first names. No, last season, if the Zimmerman family is out there tuning in, the Joven Zimmerman family is tuning in out there. We know last season there was some confusion with that. The Brahmas outlet the puck out of their own zone. Austin O'Rourke had it escape him. Roman Canal, the ex-Little Caesars U18 product. He will bank it behind his own net. Wildcats exit their own zone. We're 2.5 minutes into this game. Icing being waved off. Isaac Cabinia, probably the reason for that. Working in hard on the forecheck. Tries to pry it free for Kevin Fees. Fees and Cabinia battling 2 Brahmas in the far corner now. Win possession of the puck. Still they pry away for it. And finally it comes loose. Spellacy puts it around his own net. Kept in by Fees. Slid into the slot and eluded the stick of Isaac Cabinia. The Brahmas out the other way on a 2-on-1. Stadenikov on the left side with a shot. Hit the crossbar. And it bounces out to the left point. It's going to be carried out of there and out to center ice. The Wildcats will breathe a sigh of relief. That was a close call. Last game, Stadenikov not only with a near goal, but also a beautiful assist on a diving pass that found Carson Kelly, which would end up being the game-winning goal. So Nick Nass tending goal right now for the Wildcats, who was brought in kind of last minute, almost Kappelmaster-like. For those of you who are fans of the team last season, Justin Kappelmaster was brought in near the end of training camp, just as Nick Nast has been. He's ex-Kenai River Brown Bear, played there last season. In a brief stint with the BCHL, or a tryout, I believe. It just didn't work out for him up there, so he's here now. One of the 4 goaltenders battling for the 2 available spots. 5-man puck battle in the far corner right now. Eventually taking it now, Blake Ripley on the left side, who did not play on Saturday night. Point-to-point pass for Ryan Orgel, looks for a lane. Scoots down the right half boards and then centers, and fanning on the shot, it looked like there was CJ Regula. Right back the other way, the Brahmas bring it. Jack Zielinski will fly it into the opposite corner. Peter Kessel first to the puck. Had to drop it off there for number 24, Austin Kamer. The pass missed him. Kamer also did not play. Just about everyone who did not play on Saturday night is playing in this game, I believe. Ilya Skvortsov banks it off the half boards and back to the point. On a delayed offside, Wilkinson, the linesman, with his arm in the air, so Sammy Farrowin couldn't play the puck. Kessel squeezes past him. Peter Kessel, another veteran Brahma. Now it's loose in the corner. Glover takes a shove down there from number 10, Sammy Farrowin of the Cats. So we're able to exit their own zone. Nearly 5 minutes in, still no score. Ripping a shot there, Skvortsov sent it just wide of the right post. Ricky, first 5 minutes of over, what have you seen?
High tempo.
High tempo game.
And forechecking, a lot of forechecking.
Well, that's an area I think the Wildcats are really trying to improve on this season. We saw it a lot in the first exhibition on Saturday night, getting into the faces of their opponents. Hunter Stanley puts it into the slot. Austin O'Rourke had to elude his stick. Here's Stoley at the left point with a shot redirected on goal, stopped by Nick Nast. And Alexei Poikal will throw it off the glass out to center ice, hoping for Blake Bozzi. Just missed him. Stoley backpedaling now in his own zone. Will get it out and down the ice. 71 of the Brahmas. That is Kimball Johnson, or excuse me, Justin Adamo rather. He will get it down into the Wildcat zone. Shot from the right circle, blocked. Back to the point again. Stoley's drive. Not sure if Nast got a piece of it or if he saw it, but it just missed the net. Play favoring the Brahmas thus far through the first 6 minutes. 3-0 the shots on goal. And behind the Lone Star net, they try to clear it out. 2 Wildcats working along the boards, and Ripley and Bozzi. They'll stop the Brahmas from clearing it. Burnett at the goal line tries to throw it back to Orgel at the point. 2 of the Cats were in the midst of a change. Simone Loof scrapping for it. Orgel right point, his blast. That one fought off by Calvarusso's blocker. Left point again, Seamus Donahue fakes the shot. Cuts down the left side, and Hunter Stanley prevented him from going any further. Fees with a shot from the slot. Stopped again by Calvarusso. So Alec Calvarusso has not conceded a goal yet since coming into the game about halfway through Saturday night's exhibition. Lots of good goaltending, I'd say, all around. Of course, a low-scoring game on Saturday. 2 of the goaltenders, in Eero Salminen and Al Calvarusso, were perfect. Gordon did pretty well as well, and Jokela for the Wildcats, stopping 10 of 12. Seamus Donahue is given a run for his money and gets a pretty good round of applause from the fans after Stanley ran into Seamus in front of the Brahmas bench. Isaac Kabinia, Kevin Fees touches it along a little bit too far for the intended target, Jonathan Bendorf, the RPI commit. He will drop it back for Seamus Donahue now. Orgel returns the pass for him. Donahue, the Wildcats' lone goal scorer thus far in the preseason. Threw it off a teammate's stick deep into Lone Star territory. Jordan Wishman had his pocket picked from behind. Good forecheck there by Sawyer Jensen. Puck rolls loose in behind the Brahmas net. Wishman again, tried to clear it this time. He's run into again by Jensen down there. You called it, Ricky. Excellent forechecking, I'd say, particularly by the Wildcats in these first 8 minutes or so. Not giving the Brahmas any easy breakouts, that's for sure. Bobby DeFriest in the neutral zone. Throws it to the right wing side. Blake Ripley down the right wing. Puts it around the end boards, waiting for it on the other side. David Marabella, one of the Brahmas veterans, dressed tonight. The Wildcats' healthy scratches this evening. Mark Schwartz, Jonathan Waring, Demantis Sipis, and Kareem Del Ponte, the 4 defensemen. And the 3 forwards, Alex Rowe, C.J. Walker, and of course, Ricky Carballo. Vladimir Stedenikov puts it into the right corner. Back to get it, Sammy Farrowin, the Canadian-born defenseman. Has to spin away from the pressure. Stedenikov stole it, sends it back to the point. Walking the line there is Malisko. His drive blocked by Skvortsov. Rolls back into that very same corner, which I call the broadcaster's nightmare because it's nearly impossible to see from this vantage point. The only flaws, I'd say, of coming to this building. Peter Kessel back in the right corner now in the Lone Star zone. Ethan Daniels puts on the pressure. Nobody knows where the puck is now except for Peter Kessel. He tries to send it along. Good keep by Canal. His long shot redirected wide by Ethan Daniels. Sends it back into the middle. Regula couldn't get a shot away. Here comes Lone Star back the other direction. The 20-year-old Drake Glover back out to center ice. Skvortsov steals it off his stick. Skvortsov patiently back across the Lone Star line. Sidesteps a couple of bodies. Simone Loof left it off, and a shot there from Bazzi. Turned aside by Calvarusso's left pad. Good keep now at the right point by Blake Kriska. In the circle, Bazzi's outnumbered 2-1, the latter of whom took him down. O'Rourke back the other direction for Lone Star. On the intercept, Ryan Burnett will leave it. Kriska drops it off. Here's Orgel looking to make the outlet pass. He will just haul it himself down the left wing side, leading the rush. Puts it on his forehand, stops and shoots from a tough angle and scores. Ryan Orgel from a very difficult angle. Got it through the 5-hole of Alec Calvarusso at the 9:41 mark of period 1. The Wildcats have scored first, and it's 1-0 Wichita Falls. That's why they tell you to shoot from anywhere, right, Ricky?
Yeah, exactly.
No
Did
shoot.
Alexi tip that, or
I
couldn't see?
You know, I couldn't see. It didn't look like it. It looked like it went straight off the pad and into the back of the net. Tough to call, but I'm going to give that goal to Ryan Orgel. No shot is a bad shot on net. And I'd say that's a well-deserved goal for Ryan Orgel, who probably saved a goal on Saturday night.
Yes, he did.
You remember that play?
Yes, I do.
Yep, I'd say undoubtedly saved a goal if you saw it as well. Couldn't quite tell from my vantage point, but it looked to me like he saved one. But if you're saying he did too, then he definitely did. Poikel in the corner. Tries to find Bazzi. Goes all the way through for Burnett. He's tied up in the slot there by Stadenikov. Or Zielinski, rather. You have to bear with me. I'm still getting all these names down, folks. Swatted at by Levi Wonder back out to center. Seamus Donahue pushed it off the stick of Carson Kelly. Donahue has it back and will drop it on deep in his own zone. Ryan Orgel behind his net. Here comes Kevin Fees, ex-Little Caesars captain, down the left side, puts it in deep in the left corner. Isaac Kabinia helping him out. Jakub Nalisko ends up with it. The Slovakian defenseman outlets one now for Vladimir Stadenikov. Stadenikov tries to split through the defense. No, sir, says Jovan Zimmerman. He just closed him off emphatically. Now behind the Wildcats net, Sammy Fairwin will try to outlet it. Kabinia waiting for it. Not going to get to him. Good forecheck by the Brahmas. Good interception. Kabinia now will try to throw it out. Goes off the skate, I believe, of Kevin Fees and down the ice. No icing here. Malisko catches up with it. He resets in behind his own goal. Back at Malisko now for John Zimmerman. On the intercept again, it's Jovan Zimmerman. Kabinia had his pocket picked by David Marabella, who lost it. Ripley will dump it back in. Ripley now begins the forecheck, the X1 Hockey High School captain. Team Wisconsin product as well, put up enormous numbers during his high school career. Malisko back across the Wildcats line, gets the return pass, tries to feather one through the skates of the defenseman Sammy Fairwin, no luck. Fairwin goes behind his net. Ripley's been out there a while. He failed to clear it, courtesy of Simone Luke for the Brahmas. Drake Glover had a blowout. In doing so, he lost the puck, which is rolled back out to center ice. We're 12 minutes into period 1. The Wildcats with a 1-0 lead at NYTEX Sports Centre. Alex Von Coydel, Ricky Carballo on the broadcast mic tonight, hoping you're all having a wonderful Tuesday evening. Simone Loof, right point. Lets it go from straight away. It tipped and lost all its momentum. Goes into the left corner, the broadcaster's nightmare corner. O'Rourke has it there. Glover touches it along. O'Rourke is sealed off there by Jovan Zimmerman. He's had a good first period. So both goals that have been scored by the Wildcats in the preseason have come off the sticks of defensemen. You may hear Josh Nelson bragging about that later. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Brahmas. Centering pass. O'Rourke shoots. What a stop by Nast, and the puck is thrown through the goal mouth and wide. Not sure how that one stayed out. Nick Nast is going to be owed a steak dinner after this game. Blake Kriska has it. Oh, and he is cross-checked from behind. The referee has kept his arm down. And those of you fans back home in Wichita Falls who were hoping for a fast hockey broadcast tonight, I'm sure you're all well aware of the Lone Star Brahmas fans. We'll call it their enthusiasm. A lot of them over here in the section right in front of that hit, all standing and applauding that collision, which, if you ask me, should have been a penalty. It was not called. Blake Kriska for Ethan Daniels. Now a few tired Wildcats. Ilya Skvortsov, knowing his teammates needed a line change, took his time, gained the red line, and dumped it in. A veteran play from a veteran player. 6:24 to go. 7-3 the shots in favor of the Cats now. Levi Wonder waiting for the breakout pass. It went past his stick. He didn't touch it, so icing is the call against the Lone Star Brahmas. So here's Orgel again. Point-to-point, Seamus coughs it up, and it goes just over the blue line. Takes a shove from behind there from Troy York. Blake Bozzi now for Seamus Donahue, who will flip it back in. Calvarusso's not going to touch it. Bozzi rolls it along. He's pinned up down there by 2, maybe 3 Brahmas. Jars it free for Alexei Poikala, who's shoved off the puck. Again, we're seeing the Brahmas outnumbering the Cats on the wall, but the Cats still winning the battles. Bozzi cycles it low. Poikala has it. Will try to spin away from Carson Kelly. Backhands a saucer pass to the right point. Orgel will let it go again. Tipped well wide by Blake Bozzi into the left corner. Poikala takes a shove now from York. Will backhand it between his skates back to the point for Donahue, whose bullet is off target. Bozzi sends it into the middle, hoping for Ryan Burnett. Intercepted. Floated out to center ice. Kelly is there, but he's a bit gassed after a very long shift playing just defense in his own zone, and Kelly will just try to kill off some more time, bank it deep. David Marabella is there. We'll swing it back to fellow veteran John Zimmerman. Has to turn away from the forecheck coming from Ryan Burnett. It's a 3-on-1 for the Cats. Ryan Orgel right side shoots. He scores again. That's 2 goals for Ryan Orgel. 2 5-hole goals, and it's 2-0. How about that? They tell you on odd man rushes to shoot low. He did, but usually they tell you to shoot low for rebounds. He didn't need a rebound. He scored on the initial shot. How difficult is it to score 5-hole from that angle? What a shot by Ryan Orgel. He's got 2. And I'd say he's making a pretty strong case for making this team. The Brahmas have just iced the puck. 5 minutes to go in period 1. 2-0 the score in favor of the Cats. 8-3 the shots, also favoring the Cats. We saw it on Saturday night. A very good start, which was answered by a very good Lone Star finish. What happened in that game, Ricky? The momentum just sort of shifted, I'd say, halfway through, right around the goaltending change.
Yeah, I think once that breakaway happened, we had our chances after. There's no one buried. They capitalized on both opportunities they had, and we didn't.
And sometimes that is the difference. It's a game of inches. Cabinia lets it go from the right circle. Just missed on the glove side of Calvarusso. Come the Brahmas back the other way. Squeezing past a check there was number 24, Austin Kamer. Kamer's got it in the left corner again. Glover goes in to help him out. Cats have exited their own zone again. Haven't seen a whole lot of sustained pressure from the Brahmas. This time the Wildcats have an insurance goal to add to their lead. That was the biggest problem on Saturday night. They had a 1-0 lead for a long time, had a ton of chances to add to it, make it a 2 or 3 goal lead, and just never did it. And that is so much more difficult to come back from than a 1-goal lead, and ultimately that was the difference. The 3-on-2 developing for Lone Star in the slot. Hunter Stanley slides it across, fanning on the one-timer Austin O'Rourke. The fans not happy about that. Now Stanley will let it go. Blockered away by Nick Nast. He's had a pretty good start to the game. Left point, Melisko lets it go. Tipped on goal by O'Rourke. Stopped again by Nick Nast. He's 5 for 5. Right point, Jack Zielinski. His shot trickles across the high slot, eluded the stick of Isaac Cabini and not that of Roman Canal. He shoots it out, waiting for it, Sawyer Jensen. Mona Shores High School product plays it low, trying to get it to Blake Ripley, beaten to it though by Jacob Malisco. 3:10 to go in the first. 2-0 Cats. Ryan Orgel gets it low and behind the Lone Star net. The Wildcats in the midst of a change are going to reset here. Here's Seamus Donahue. Up ahead for Ethan Daniels. Ilya Skvortsov crossing the Lone Star line. Closed off by Carson Kelly. Forechecking CJ Regula. John Zimmerman threw it off of Regula. Ethan Daniels will drop it back. Left point, Seamus Donahue unloads a bomb. Stopped by Calvaruso. And the Brahmas have cleared it down the ice. Will this go far enough? Yes, it will. Icing called against Lone Star, and Wilkinson's got a big mess to deal with now, trying to figure out who made an illegal line change and who did not. Does it surprise you as much as it does to me how often guys try to get away with that at this level?
No.
It doesn't?
No. It's always worth a shot, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't think I've ever seen it work, that's all. CJ Regula has it in the corner, leaves it for Alexei Poikala. Finds Seamus Donahue, didn't have a good angle on it, so he just kicked it back out to center inadvertently. Ryan Orgel, meanwhile, hauls it back down the right wing confidently, and why not? He's got 2 to his credit this evening already. Swivels in behind the net, drops it back to the point. Seamus Donahue, Ethan Daniels coming off the half boards, pushed off of it there by Jordan Wishman. Or Aiden Spellacy, rather. Puck rattled back in deep. Malishko will clear. Again, icing against Lone Star forthcoming. 1:51 to go in period 1. 2-0 Wildcats. Both goals coming off the stick of Ryan Orgel, the right-handed shooting defenseman. Native of Los Angeles, California. Played in a Canadian Junior League last season with the Brockville Braves. Was at the Wildcats' second main camp in Wichita Falls, and really impressed Paul Baxter and Josh Nelson, and you can see why. You can hear why, I should say. No fast hockey tonight. Onside, Bazzi with Burnett. Burnett to the goal, Bazzi on the right side. Couldn't filter it through for him. Good breakup made by John Zimmerman in the corner. Now it's Poikala. Poikala throws it through the goal mouth and into the low slot. Vladimir Stadenikov clears it ahead for Aiden Spellacy down the right side. Spellacy couldn't trickle it through for Marabella, and they score. Marabella goes back door. He taps it into the open net. 1:22 to go in the first period, and the Brahmas have cut the Wildcats lead in half, and it's 2-1. So the initial pass on that play was intended from Aiden Spellacy. Excuse me for a second here, folks. Initial pass from Aiden Spellacy didn't get through. I think it was Sammy Farrowen who was back, who broke up the pass, and somehow it found its way to David Marabella, who was backdoor, had a gaping 4x6 net to shoot at. Another 2-on-1 for Lone Star. Glover's shot snagged by Nick Nast. We've seen a lot of odd man rushes from the Brahmas, considering they've only gotten one. We think something that's going to be said during the intermission.
I have no idea. All I know is that Nast has been playing a really good game.
He absolutely has, but maybe a little bit too good, I think Curtali will say, as he just gloves another redirected shot. Austin O'Rourke right in his kitchen. Now he's getting into it with Isaac Cabinia down there, I believe. No, that's Roman Canal. It's definitely a Little Caesars. It's either Canal or, no, it's Canal. Playing in his first preseason game. And he's going to get sent off. Not sure he'll be the only one. No, he will not. Austin O'Rourke, Roman Canal, who got into a bit of a scrap down there, are being sent back to the dressing rooms. They're not going to the penalty boxes. They're going straight back to the dressing rooms. So offsetting majors?
Offsetting minors, less than 2 minutes
Offsetting
left.
minors. We stay 5 skaters aside. 49.5 to go. The last minute of play is brought to you by La Quinta Inn & Suites, the official host hotel of your Wichita Falls Wildcats. Someone jumped the gun on that face-off. It's going to take place to Nick Nast's left. And you said it, Ricky. He's had a very good start to this game. Lots of 2-on-1s, lots of odd man rushes that the Brahmas have had that they have not capitalized on. Orgel puts it behind his net. Seamus Donahue is there. Alexei Poikala throws one off the neutral zone glass. It's Ryan Burnett on a partial breakaway to the goal. Had his stick checked. Rebound is sent on goal there from the goal line by Blake Bazzi. Easy cover up, it looks like, by Alec Calvaruso. About a half minute away from the first period coming to an end. The shots have just about been leveled. Alexei's going to take this offensive zone draw to Calvaruso's left against another vet, Carson Kelly. Blake Bazzi picks up the loose puck right off the draw, swings it to Donahue, whose shot blocked by the first man in front of him, Troy York. 23 to go. York will clear it down. Icing being nullified here. Ryan Orgel hustling back to play it. He's got 2 forecheckers right in front of him. Orgel powers away from one, then gets past a second, chops it off one of their sticks, and it bounces its way away from Troy York. He will leave it now for Jordan Wishman. 6 to go. And I think Wishman's just going to let this period come to an end. The first period of Wildcats hockey, brought to you by American Classifieds, has come to an end. 2-1. All right, everyone, sorry for that brief delay. We're back here to bring you a brief intermission report after that first period has come to an end. 10-8 the shots in favor of the Cats, 2-1 the score, also in favor of your Wildcats. 2 goals scored by the same guy to start the game. Ryan Orgel with 2 5-hole snipes, one from the left corner, pretty much from the goal line, and the second from a pretty distant right circle shot. So neither of those shots really looked like they had that great of a chance of going in. Orgel with just a very powerful wrister to beat Alec Calvaruso, who had not been beaten at up until this point. So Calvaruso just 8 of 10 to start this game. Nick Nast 7 of 8. Though most of the shots that he stopped were very, very challenging shots. The Wildcats, I'd say, probably lucky to be leading in this game, though they have played pretty well for the most part. They haven't been all that responsible defensively. They've given up too many chances, too many odd man rushes. No doubt about that. That's going to be, I think, one of the messages from Tony Curtali and Josh Nelson during the intermission here, because I lost count of how many times the Brahmas were just flying back into the attacking zone with only one Wildcat defender back. And maybe that's the price you pay. The Wildcats, obviously known for their slick, skilled puck-moving defensemen. That was kind of their identity last season, and they're hoping it remains true this season as well. Just kind of the type of coach that Josh Nelson is, the kinds of players that he likes, the skilled puck-moving defenseman, not so much your big, sturdy, rock stay-at-home defenseman. And part of the, obviously the downside to that is when you've got defensemen active in the play so much, sometimes they compensate a little bit of defense, and I think we saw it a little bit in that first period, unfortunately. Nick Nast having to come up big probably too many times for his team. So that will be, I believe, the message from the Wildcats coaching staff during this intermission. But on the flip side, because of the Wildcats defensemen and their willingness to join the rush and attack, the Cats have the lead in this game. They've scored 2 goals, both off the stick of Ryan Orgel, a blue liner. The only goal they scored on Saturday night came from Seamus Donahue, another blue liner. So their D are doing something right offensively, that's for sure. So they don't want to stop playing that way. They just think the message will be just be a little bit smarter with your decisions and when to pinch and when not to. Maybe a little bit more defensively cognizant. But of course, defense is not only the job of defensemen. Forwards have to help out back there as well. So presumably we're going to see another goaltending change halfway through the second period on Saturday night. That's what happened. Eero Salminen was replaced by fellow Finnish goaltender Patrick Jokela halfway through the second period. Tonight, Jokela and Salminen are not playing in this game. Instead, it is the 2 American-born goaltenders, Nick Nast and Evan Moyes, my apologies. So presumably Evan Moyes will take over for Nast halfway through this middle frame coming up. And given how well Nast has played, that'll be a tough decision, but one that has to be made. It's only fair. All 4 goaltenders deserve a shot to show what they're made of here during the preseason. This is pretty much it, folks, as far as impressing the Wildcats coaching staff and ownership and proving that they deserve to make this team. As far as that goes, this is it. This is their last chance. So that's why this game, really, although it's just a preseason game, I was really very much looking forward to it. Still am looking forward to what is to come here in the second and third periods, because it'll have the sort of feel on the ice almost like a playoff game, just because of how much these players want to prove themselves and feel they have to prove themselves in order to secure one of the final remaining roster spots. Lone Star seems to be just as far into their cutting process as the Wildcats. It looks like they've got 29 players remaining on their roster, which is exactly the same number as the Wildcats have at the moment. So team is supposed to be down to 25 by the first game. Which we expect to be the case this Friday. Again, our home opener at K. Yeager Coliseum. Your season tickets are available, by the way, to everyone listening back home in Wichita Falls. If you haven't collected your tickets yet, you can do so later on this week. They'll be at the Wildcats office at 1002 5th Street, right next to the K. Yeager Coliseum in the MPEC building. Debbie's got them all laid out for you. So to all our season ticket holders, our very loyal fans, thank you so much. We really we would not be where we are today without you. So thanks so much for all the support that you give your Wichita Falls Wildcats, and you continue to give them. It means the world to us, to the organization, and to its players to have such a passionate fan base behind them. Those of you who are maybe more casual fans, not yet necessarily season ticket holders, the tickets are available at the box office. You can order them starting now. We hope to see you on Friday night for our home opener against the Amarillo Bulls, a team that the Wildcats have not lost to since November 6th of 2015. The Wildcats have really had their way with them. 11 consecutive wins against their rivals from the Texas Panhandle. And while it may be true, every team is different every year. They're just a team that the Cats have had their way with. I know obviously every team brings in exciting new talent that coaches and fans are really excited about and thrilled about, but I'm going to be honest with you folks. I think the Bulls are going to have a difficult time replacing Anton Martinson. Obviously the same goes for the Wildcats. Justin Kapelmaster last season, one of the best goaltenders in the business. Replacing him is no easy feat. But to me, it felt like Martinson kept his team in the game a little bit more than Kapelmaster had to. Obviously, he had a little bit more help in front of him last year than Martinson. So I think it's a little bit underrated how much that guy did, Anton Martinson, who has moved on to play Division I college hockey at the University of Alaska Fairbanks next season. He led the entire league in saves, and for a while was at the top in save percentage as well. And I think that the number 2 goaltender in saves in the league was over 400 saves behind him. So there was no question about it. He was a rock. And even with a goalie like that, they only managed to win. It was just over 10 games. So the Bulls definitely in rebuild mode right now. They did have some promising young talent coming onto their team last season. We saw with a few late additions they made with Cole Norris and Jeff Solo and others that made contributions after having just jumping onto the team. So that was impressive and good to see. But part of the reason they traded Trent Dillinger to the Wildcats was because they knew that it wasn't their year. They wanted to give Trent the best situation they could, and they did. Of course, Trent Dillinger has moved on to play collegiate hockey at Norwich University. But it'll be interesting to see how the Bulls team goes about its rebuilding, because that is a very proud franchise. Make no mistake about it. They won the Robertson Cup just 3 years ago. And during that time, I'd say that was probably at the twilight of it, of their dynasty, I guess you could say, their Tyler Gernhofer era. But even before 2013, they were a dominant force in the NAHL, and assuming they intend to return to that presence that they've had in this league for years. Something tells me they won't stay down for too long. And again, given how quickly things change in this league with from roster overhauls to staff changes, it's just the nature of Tier 2 junior hockey. Who knows? Who knows where they'll be at this season? Be a home opener you won't want to miss, folks. Again, Friday, 7:05 p.m. the start time. We'll be unveiling our new jerseys, which we're extremely excited about as well, and we'll be raising our South Division Champions banner. We hope to see you all there. In the meantime, we're about 8.5 minutes out from second period action. When we come back, we'll have that and so much more for you. Stay tuned, folks. All right, welcome back, everybody. Second period action officially underway here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Alex Von Coitel, Ricky Carballo on the broadcast mic tonight. Thanks for joining us. Quick shot from the right side by Levi Wonder, turned aside by Nast. He's been busy early. He already makes two pretty strong saves. Left point again, long shot, turning with it. York centers, and Nast was plowed into there by Carson Kelly. Puck is still loose. Donahue battling for it. Wonder won it from him. He sends it across now. Zimmerman with a shot. Trying to tip it, Kelly, he missed it, went behind the net. Donahue throws it around the boards. He gets leveled in behind his own net by Troy York. Ethan Daniels tries to clear, and he does. And Jacob Melisko is going to have to take over in his own zone. Second period of Wildcats hockey is brought to you by American Classifieds. Thanks for joining us on your Tuesday night, everyone. Ilya Skvortsov leads it for Ryan Orgel. Shot from 100 feet out, stopped easily by Calva Russo. Here's Bazzi turning with it. Finds Alexei Poikala fresh off the bench, throws a pass across, hoping for Ryan Burnett. Read by John Zimmerman. Burnett protecting the puck with his body from Zimmerman, now peels off. One hands a shot from a wraparound, that's denied by Calva Russo. Burnett wins it back. Poikala, Burnett turns with it, shoots, and it's swallowed again by Alec Calva Russo. Bit of a mad scramble in front of him. He had to be alert there, and he was. Alec Calva Russo now 11 of 13. Wildcats in the offensive zone off the faceoff. Skvortsov pinned up behind the opposing net. Jovan Zimmerman keeps it alive. Throws it low. Burnett calling for it. Skvortsov and Bazzi in deep working for it, but taken by Jack Zielinski. He will throw it out the other direction. Vlad Studenikov sealed off along the half board. Shot stopped by Nast, and he fought off the rebound as well with the blocker. Another couple of big saves by Nick Nast. He's really fighting to win that top goaltending role with the Wildcats this season as he covers up the long shot from 100 feet out after it caromed off the end boards and on goal. In case you missed that first period and weren't with us, you missed a couple of goals from Ryan Orgel, the defenseman. Two five-hole snipes, one from the goal line, the other from the right circle. Two shots that, given Calva Russo's ability, probably should have had. They were good shots nonetheless by Ryan Orgel, and David Marabella answered late in the first period for the Lone Star Brahmas. We're at 2-1, 13-12 the shots, both in favor of the Cats. So Roman Canal coughs it up behind his own net, and Nast bails him out. Lost his helmet in doing so. So this is the Lone Star Brahmas' first time playing back in this building again since they were eliminated last season. They went to 4 games against the Topeka Roadrunners, had their hearts broken on the road. I'd say probably to a lot of Wildcats fans it was to their favor because they did not want to play the Brahmas in the second round of the postseason. They played Topeka instead. Loof lets it go, goes off a couple of bodies, and it's sent wide there by Austin O'Rourke. Crisis averted there. Now here comes Kevin Fees on the left side. Fees with a shot, swallowed up by Calva Russo. Good, strong, powerful wrist shot by Kevin Fees. Calva Russo out aggressively, made the stop, conceded no rebound. But last season it was in Game 4. The Brahmas split the home series here against Topeka, went up there and dropped 2 games in a row, the second of which was a heartbreaking overtime defeat after a Ryan O'Connor snipe that ended the Brahmas season a lot earlier than they expected. It was a team that definitely did not think they'd be out in the first round, that's for sure. Isaac Kabinia. Ripley sends it across for a one-timer from Roman Canal. That's punched away by Calva Russo again. Good pass from Ripley. Good, strong, powerful one-timer by Roman Canal. Nast wanted to let it go for icing, but it was on net, so he had to play it. No icing called here. Kevin Fees, again working the left half boards. Gains the line working against John Zimmerman, who beat him off the puck. Melisko York is sealed off by Seamus Donahue. He loves throwing that hip check, and it paid off there. Orgill up through the middle. Here comes C.J. Regula. Cranbrook Kingswood product takes it in behind the net. Check that. Sawyer Jensen, my apologies, leaves it for Donahue, whose sharp angle bid is swallowed up again by Calvaruso. He's been good about hanging on to those loose pucks. Hasn't conceded a whole lot of rebounds yet in the second period. 16-13, the shots now in favor of the Cats. 3.5 minutes into period 2. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Hope you're having a great Tuesday night. Sawyer Jensen lines up to take the offensive zone draw to Calvaruso's left. Against Drake Glover. Jensen wins the draw. Fanning on the quick shot there, however, was Blake Ripley. Kept alive, Ryan Orgel sends it low. Bobby DeFriest and Sawyer Jensen jostling for it, but the Brahmas win it. Comes 24 for Lone Star Austin Kamer across the Cats line. Here's a pad save made by Nick Nass. Bounces all the way to the left point. Long shot, tipped just wide by Kamer again. Otherwise it would have been probably an easy stick save, and it's coughed up at the left point. And thrown directly out of play by number 41, Jordan Wishman. I think that was the guy you laid out the other day, Ricky. Tell me about that hit. Sorry about that, Ricky. Had your mic off.
I saw him coming up with the boards and I saw my opportunity, so I just laid the body and went flying into the boards.
Well, that was a beautiful hit, I'll tell you what. Got a pretty good standing O from the crowd. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Here's Seamus Donahue. There's a saucer pass a little bit too far for Ethan Daniels. He guns it down, but he's beaten by Stoley and Simone Loof. Loof swerves behind his net. Great pinch. Big hit there by Ryan Orgel. 2 goals and a pretty big, painful body check as well.
Good day for Ryan Orgel.
Think he's going to make this team?
Yeah, fellow roommate.
He's your roommate, huh? He's with, remind me of the Wildcats name again.
Don Perry.
Don Perry. Stick tap to him. He was willing to host so many of you guys.
Absolutely.
What's it like been living in a house with all those fellow players of yours?
A lot of Xbox. Play a lot of Xbox.
A lot of Xbox.
A lot of screaming.
Sounds like a good time.
It's been an awesome time.
You guys have any rivalries developed yet? Any Xbox rivalries?
Yeah, I mean Ryan Orgel.
You know,
NHL.
That's right. Yep. It was Kevin Fees telling me on the bus ride up here that he's almost invincible in NHL.
Yeah. I mean, I got him once or twice, but that's it. He's beat me like 3-4, and it gets very heated.
Best of 7 series. John Zimmerman throws it around the end boards. Nass lets it go over his stick. Here's Ryan Burnett. He's laid out, and that's going to be a big round of applause for whoever delivered that hit, trying to catch the number. That was 71, a big boy, Justin Adamo, who just laid out Ryan Burnett in the left corner in the Wildcat zone. Hunter Stanley had a blowout. Burnett backpedaling in his own end. Whips it around the wall. Sammy Farrowin ducks and dodges a bullet there in the form of Hunter Stanley. Bozzy nearly intercepts it off the stick of John Zimmerman. Now Bozzy has it. Pivots and cycles away from Austin O'Rourke through center ice. He took a tumble. Lost possession of the puck. This ice seems extra slippery here today. Long shot from 100 feet, swallowed up easily by Calvaruso, who plays it out. 16-15, the shots in favor of the Cats. The discrepancy equal in goals, 2-1. Just a 1-point edge in both of those categories for the Wildcats. 5 and change into period 2. Any changes you've noticed from the last period to this one?
Not at all.
Very similar game. Another face-off to the left of Nick Nast. In all likelihood, we'll be seeing a goaltending change very soon. Looks like both goaltenders have all their gear ready. Long shot from the point. Nast was run into there by Troy York, it looked like. The shot from Wishman didn't get through. Isaac Kabinia battling against Wishman. Back to play it behind his net. Jack Zielinski turned it over. Levi Wonder couldn't clear it. Carson Kelly's going to see if he can. Swivels away from the forecheck of Isaac Kabinia, which is ever present. Wishman takes a hit from big Kevin Fees. Line centering pass from Carson Kelly nearly worked out, but it was read well and intercepted by Roman Canal. Alex Stoley reverses it now for Levi Wonder, who will shoot it on goal from center ice, and Nast is just going to hang on to this one. As Kelly gives an extra little bump there to Isaac Kabinia, Blake Kriska rather. Oh, 13:34 to go in the second, 2-1 Cats. Ryan Orgel with both Wichita Falls goals. David Marabella with the lone Brahmas goal. Again, Nast is tasked with facing in the defensive zone face-off here. And he was ready, and the Wildcats won the draw. Look at the goaltenders on the bench there, Ricky. It's almost like they're watching a tennis match. Heads turning at the same time, sitting right next to each other, but they're on opposing teams.
Left, right, left, right.
The goalies are ready to go. Ripley with a shot after an offside whistle was made. Kessel didn't like it. I didn't see any harm in that. Any malicious intent there from Blake Ripley. The whistle blew as he was shooting the puck. Funny story, last season during the preseason when the Wildcats were here, Parker Mismatch was still on the Wildcats. This was before he was traded to the Bismarck Bobcats. And after a clear offside whistle was blown, he shot the puck a good second or so after the whistle, and that made Brahmas fans and players very upset. And poor Parker had to defend himself against a whole flood of Lone Star Brahmas.
Where were his teammates?
Well, frankly, they thought he deserved whatever he got. Big hit delivered by C.J. Regula. Orgel keeps it alive at the right point, and we've got a penalty, our first of the game. And this is going to be against the Wildcats, and those of you fans listening back home know all too well the raucous round of applause that this will instigate. Sawyer Jensen, Mona Shore's high school product, is going to have a seat. Will the goaltending change be made now or perhaps after the kill? Looks like it will be after. The Wildcats penalty kill is brought to you by Parkway Grill. Head on out to Parkway Grill and enjoy a delicious meal the next time you get a chance. John Zimmerman got this umbrella setup going here for the Lone Star power play. Molisco unloads the one-timer. That's steered aside after it was seen all the way by Nick Nast. Puck is thrown rink wide there from Austin O'Rourke in the direction of John Zimmerman, who pivots behind the opposing net. O'Rourke let it go, past him all the way to the blue line. Outlet pass, short-handed rush for Ryan Burnett on a breakaway. Burnett, he shoots, fought off partially by the glove of Calvaruso. And the puck bounced off the mesh and behind the net. This faceoff will take place in the Lone Star zone. Best chance of the game for Ryan Burnett. He's had a couple of those rushes. Boy, is he quick, but he just has not finished yet. Last season, Ryan Burnett and Garrett Van Wy sort of competed against one another for the right to boast as the Wildcats' fastest skater. Now that Van Wy is gone, I'd say he's undoubtedly got that cake, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
So Jordan Wishman now setting up shop behind the Brahmas net. Jack Zielinski returns a pass for him. I think this is going to be the Brahmas 1-2 punch from the blue line this season. Wishman and Zielinski seem to be the top defensive pair for Dan Wildfong, at least at the start here. Going to be tough to replace what they had last season. Cam Clark, who was drafted by the Boston Bruins, he is no longer available. His services will undoubtedly be missed. Never easy to replace a guy like that. And Sean Giles as well, their captain. Their captain and NHL draft pick. Their top defensive pair last season, both of them gone. But that happens just about every year in juniors. It's all part of it. Good forecheck from Kombinia. He centers. Fees tries to dance through a couple of defenders, but after getting past him, he couldn't shoot because he was in a little bit too deep, ran out of real estate. Nevertheless, pretty good penalty killing from number 45 in red and 37 as well, Isaac Kombinia, who's still out there. Peter Kessel, meanwhile, down the right side into the Cats zone, stops, waits, top of the right circle, swings it across. Here's Wishman with a shot that scores, and this game is tied. It's a power play goal, and it's 2-2. Okay, so 2-2 the score now. A power play goal scored by Jordan Wishman. It didn't take long for the Brahmas power play to get going.
Great play by Jordan Wishman, finding the guy back door.
You're right, that was a great pass by Peter Kessel. Good patience, good veteran play made by Peter Kessel. Great shot by Jordan Wishman. Shot again from the goal line, knocked away there by Nick Nast. Thrown back out to center. Stoley had his pocket picked by C.J. Regula, and the puck bounces off of Kevin Fees in the Wildcats bench. And now Alex Stoley, oh my, York with a big, cheap body check right in front of the Cats bench. Oh man. And the fans chanting his name here. York's gonna have a seat after that. It was either on C.J. Regula, or I think that's who it was. C.J. Regula right in front of the Wildcats bench. He's a big boy, he can hold his own, but he was completely blindsided there by Troy York. Looks like they're just giving him 2 minutes. The Wildcats power play is brought to you by Starbright Cleaners, and this is really their first chance on it, because on Saturday, the only time there was a Brahmas sent to the penalty box, the Cats were already shorthanded on a 5-on-3. So they really had a brief 4-on-4 for a few moments, and that was it. So this is really the first time we will be seeing the Wildcats power play at all. And last season, absolutely dominant. The season before that, even more so. 25% 2 years ago, 23% last season. It'll be tough to live up to that. But at the same time, lots of offensive-minded defensemen who are capable of running the point on this power play. Seamus Donahue and Ryan Orgel, namely the two out there right now. Here's Ryan Burnett through the neutral zone. We'll drop it off for Bazzi after having been called for an offside play. Alexi Poikala jumped the gun a little bit on that offensive zone entrance. So offside is called. Orgel with the first 2 goals, Marabella and Wishman with the next 2. So we're tied up at 2 goals apiece here about nearly halfway through this hockey game. Alec Calvaruso and Nick Nast still in net for their respective teams. I'm guessing at the next whistle that change will be made. Alexei Poikala collects the drop pass from Ryan Burnett in the neutral zone. Bazzi played it with a high stick clearly, and the linesman Williams indicating that has blown the play dead. And this face-off will go all the way back to the Wildcats zone. Alexi Poikala against David Marabella. Glove snag right off the face-off by Nick Nast. There's Austin Kamer taking the shot right from the circle. And Marabella won the clean draw. Alexi's going to try to win it this time. This time he does. So Seamus Donahue, Ryan Orgel setting up shop from behind their net. They're going to work this breakout here. Donahue's pass a little bit beyond the reach of Ryan Burnett, but he tracks it down. Wipes out a little bit, has to win it free. Jonathan Bendorf, Seamus Donahue, Ryan Burnett all in the fray working for it. The Wildcats win it. Here's Ryan Orgel walking the line looking for the hat trick on this power play. Alexei Poikala returns the pass to him. In the high slot, umbrella setup here. Poikala goes down low to the goal line. Burnett back up high. Poikala drops it for Orgel. Winds. Donahue with the one-timer. Tipped and blocked by Bendorf inadvertently. In low, it's Burnett swinging it back to Poikala. Top of the left circle. Couldn't filter it through. He tried to get it to Orgel at the point. The Brahmas have managed to clear it down the ice back into the Cat zone. Less than a half a minute remaining on the penalty to Troy York for, I believe it was called cross-checking, if I'm not mistaken. Seamus Donahue takes a shove from behind by a forechecking Austin O'Rourke as Skvortsov waits for the breakout pass here from Orgel, who decides to go to Seamus Donahue on the right side instead. Donahue stops, waits, gives it to Orgel. Orgel at the top of the ring, swaps places with Donahue, gives it to him now left point. He and Orgel looks like we'll swap again. York's out of the penalty box. He joins his team right away, doesn't go to the bench. It's played in down low. Coming off the half boards, it's CJ Regula, but he lost possession. He has to backtrack out to center and fly it back in. Here's Troy York. Slammed into the glass there by Ilya Skvortsov. CJ Regula's shot didn't get through. It was blocked by John Zimmerman. Good pressure, good steal by CJ Regula. Were it not for him, then Justin Adamo would have been off to the races on a 3-on-2 back the other direction. Ethan Daniels working against Adamo. Here's Peter Kessel emerging with it behind the Cats net. Kessel goes in deep. Puck is sent back to the left point for Simone Loof, who will put it on net through traffic. It was blocked. Turning with it, Kessel, his shot. Ricocheted off the stick of Adamo and off the netting and out of play. And here come the other goaltenders. Long-awaited goaltending change now being made. Alec Calvaruso is out. And Austin Smith is in for the Brahmas. As for the Wildcats, there he is, Evan Moyes getting his first shot. Nick Nast, after having played very well through the first half of this game, is going to sit the rest of this one out. So Moyes in for the Cats, Smith in for the Brahmas. Looks like we're in the midst of our second period media timeout. 19-16, the shots favoring Lone Star, so they've kind of turned this game around. We saw it on Saturday night as well. After jumping out to a very good start, the Wildcats sort of played a little bit on their heels and didn't keep their feet on the gas pedal. So now with the words of Tony Curtali ringing in their ears after that media timeout, we'll see how they respond. Right off the bat, Moyes is going to have to be set for this defensive zone faceoff. Jonathan Bendorf lines up to take it for the Cats, but it's won by Glover. Left point, here's Simone Loof into the high slot. His shot blocked, follow-up shot blocked again by Bendorf. One to the corner, it's swatted to the point, Peter Kessel. Try to return it. Puck is centered, intercepted by Kevin Fees. Fees slams it off the glass. Cabinia chips it further, but a little bit too far and into the Wildcats bench. If you haven't picked up your season tickets at this point, folks, by all means do so. They're at the Wildcats office right now. If you've got any questions, go ahead and call the Wildcats office during business hours from 9 to 5 at 716-5587. Or just swing by 1002 5th Street in Wichita Falls, right next to the KYC and MPEC buildings. Come on by and get your season tickets. We hope to see you at our home opener this Friday night for the banner raising ceremony, as well as the new jersey unveiling. And of course, Wildcats versus the Amarillo Bulls, a team they have not lost to since last November. Aiden Spellacy sized up there by Roman Canal in the corner. Zdenikov just slashed Kevin Fees there. Got away with it. Long shot from the point by John Zimmerman, gloved and held by Evan Moyes. Still deadlocked at 2 goals apiece. So face-off now to Moyes' left. Troy York, the lone Brahma to have taken a penalty in this game. Take the face-off for his team. He lost it cleanly off the draw to CJ Regula. Here comes Blake Ripley. Flies down his off wing. Puts it on his backhand and puts it in behind the Lone Star net. DeFries trying to meet up with it. York will push it out of his own zone. Flipped back in meanwhile by Ryan Orgel. Jordan Wishman. Can't clear it. Seamus Donahue keeps it left point. The puck bounces nearly 30 feet in the air and into the right corner. Donahue with one hand on his stick, kept it alive beautifully, throws it back into the right corner. Jordan Wishman back to fetch it for Lone Star. He's sized up by Bobby DeFries. Now Jack Zielinski will try to clear. Errant pass intercepted by C.J. Regula, rather Sawyer Jensen. Now DeFries will put it back in deep. Jensen had it swatted away from him. He tries to give York a run for his money. Pressuring Ryan Orgel now in the left corner in the cat zone was Carson Kelly, who missed him after Orgel turned away, and Carson Kelly, as a result, slammed himself into the corner wall. Hunter Stanley, meanwhile, back across the Wildcats' blue line, will drop it back. There's a bit of an errant drop pass there. He didn't see quite who was behind him, and the Wildcats were the first ones to intercept it. Change on the fly, fire wagon style. 5 fresh bodies on the ice for the Cats. A little bit of chaos in front of their bench. Here comes Lone Star. Simone Loof with a shot off the left pad of Evan Moyes. Hunter Stanley, Alexi Poikala converge in the far corner in the Cat zone. Ryan Burnett on his off wing tries to sidestep his man, but he is run into there from behind. Ryan Burnett's been laid out a couple of times in this game. Just not been able to dodge these bullets. Lone Star clearly offside and none called. I'm not sure how. Now in the corner they battle for it. Shot right off the post from behind the net. Simone Loof puts it behind the Wildcats net. Moyes hugging the post. Alexi trying desperately to steal it from Adamo. Kicked onto the stick from Ryan Burnett there to Blake Bozzi, who doesn't have a stick. He's going to kick it ahead for Bozzi. Nearly a nice play there from Ryan Burnett, but it was read and intercepted by John Zimmerman, snuffing out that play. It's a soccer-style play from Ryan Burnett. Would have had a 2-on-1 had he had a stick. Is he one of those guys who's really good at two-touch?
Yeah, he's mostly in like the final 6, I think. Or sometimes the first one out.
You are?
No, Burnett.
Oh, really? Wouldn't have guessed.
Alexi's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, he usually wins.
It's always those Europeans, isn't it?
Yeah. That's their main sport.
Yeah. I saw Ilya. He seemed pretty good as well. Ilya Skvortsov.
Ilya's very good.
Daniels turns from the top of the right circle, and Smith makes the save. Haven't said his name too often since he came into the game. We're still tied up at 2 goals apiece. Less than 5 to go in the second period. Orgel still with both Wildcats goals. There is yet to be a Wildcats forward to score a goal in the preseason. Ethan Daniels wins the faceoff cleanly. Skvortsov sets up Zimmerman. He couldn't get it through the traffic. Marabella stopped it. Now a turnaround shot stopped by Smith, and the rebound sent into the corner inadvertently. Zimmerman waiting for it at the point. Spellacy playing the body on C.J. Regula. Lots of pushing and shoving between the two of them, and so much so that both of them ignored the puck, and as a result, here comes Lone Star. David Marabella unloads a bomb from the right side. Evan Moyes fought it off. Wishman throws it low. Coming off the half boards, Vladimir Stadenikov overskates it, kicking it again. There it was Sammy Farrowen gets it just across the blue line. Icing forthcoming against the Wildcats. No, it's played by Smith, so no icing here. Fans wanting a penalty, they're going to get one, as the Wildcats are going to be shorthanded again for the second time in this game. Didn't see quite what happened there. There was clearly something in front of the Wildcats bench. C.J. Regula again heading to the sin bin. Do you see it at all?
Yeah, there's a slash right to the legs.
We've seen a couple of instances of C.J. Regula losing his cool a little bit. Wildcats penalty kill brought to you by Parkway Grill. They go back on it. They conceded a goal on their last man advantage to Jordan Wishman with a good snipe from the left circle past Nick Nast. See if they have better fortunes on this penalty kill. Here's a 2-on-1. Isaac Cabinia with Kevin Fees on the other side. Cabinia left circle, holds and shoots, rips it over top of the crossbar and off the glass. And now Cabinia picks it up in the left corner. Squeezed up along the boards between Simone Loof and Alex Stoley. He gets away from both of them and will play a little keep away and fly it back into his own zone where it's played by Blake Kriska. Nice play there by Isaac Cabinia. Seems like a very good penalty killing forward. Here comes Troy York back across the Wildcats line. York cycles it low. Fellow veteran Carson Kelly waiting behind the net. Simone Loof over there far corner. Roman Canal takes a bit of a shove from Troy York. The Brahmas still with possession. York has it again in the left corner. Finds an open John Zimmerman at the point. Couldn't squeeze it through a diving Cabinia. Zimmerman gives it behind the opposing net. The Wildcats net, Levi Wonder there in the right corner. Back for Zimmerman, right point. Shot from Simone Loof, left point. Stopped by Moyes, and the rebound punched in behind the net. And the Wildcats have cleared it down the ice. Levi Wonder knocked off of it. 2:50 to go in the second period. 40 to go on the penalty against CJ Regula. For slashing, I'm guessing?
Yes.
So Hunter Stanley scored one of the Brahmas' 2 goals on Saturday night. Molisco tried to slide it across to the left point for John Zimmerman. Defensemen are on opposite points right now, trying to get some kind of one-timer formation set up. And a penalty called against Lone Star as Stanley goes right for the head of Seamus Donahue. Tries to put him in a headlock from behind. Hunter Stanley is furious. And Seamus will just turn the other cheek and shake his head. Seamus Donahue is a veteran, and he's not going to put up with that. And Stanley doesn't want to stop talking. It's not going to be him sent to the box, though. Justin Adamo for Lone Star is going to have a seat. Peter Kessel is going to have a word with the referee, who's Kessel, probably the de facto captain right now as a returning player. He was way up there on the Brahmas in scoring last season as well. So a 2-minute slashing penalty against Justin Adamo. So we go to the 4-on-4 for Baker's dozen seconds. Alexei Poikala to take the offensive zone draw against Kessel. Kessel won it. Jack Zielinski will reverse it. Jordan Wishman will try to clear it. Hugging the wall, it's Ryan Orgel trying to prevent the clear. It pops loose in the slot. Poikala's backhander goes over the net. So Kamer with an errant pass. CJ Regula heads straight to the bench where he's replaced by Blake Bazzi to set up shop for this power play. And Orgel's shot deflected off the netting and behind the goal and out of play. So the Wildcats back to the Starbright Cleaners power play for the next minute and 41 seconds. They went 0 for 1 on their first try, but they just have successfully killed off their first penalty. 1 for 2 now on the PK. So here's Orgel finding an open Donahue. Donahue slaps it back door. Burnett with a touch pass all the way back to the top of the slot. And a big pad save is made on Orgel by Smith. Bazzi will send it back to Donahue again. Donahue spins away from Marabella. Orgel wanted the one-timer, but he instead slap passed it down into the opposite corner for Blake Bazzi. Bazzi never gave up on the puck. He wins it back. Didn't let Marabella clear. Sidesteps one, sends it to Poikala, whose shot is well off target. Again off the netting. Directly off the netting, so his face-off will exit the Brahmas zone. Buck 22 to go in the second. Minute to go on this power play. The Cats send out their second unit here. They keep the same 2 defensemen on the ice. I think they really like Seamus Donahue and Ryan Orgel manning the point on the man advantage, eh?
Yeah, I mean, how could you not? He's already scored 2 goals a day. He's on fire.
And Seamus, he scored the only Wildcats goal on Saturday night. So Regula heads to the net as Sawyer Jensen peels off a check from Alex Stoley, but he lost possession in doing so. Carson Kelly now for Troy York, who joins his fellow vet on the rush, and offside is called against Lone Star. I don't think I've seen either of those 2 defensemen taken off the ice when the Wildcats have been on a man advantage at all.
Me either.
I think in the preseason they'd at least experiment a little bit. Good scrappy work done by Blake Ripley to pick up the loose puck off the draw in the neutral zone. Here's Ryan Orgel on the left side. Having just crossed the line, he was met there ferociously by Aiden Spellacy. Seamus Donahue flips it ahead for Bobby DeFriest. Ran into Spellacy. Spellacy trying to steal it from Seamus. Taking all kinds of slashes and hooks. Spellacy finally goes down. The puck is sent back the other way. Here comes Ripley fanning on the pass. Picked off by Luke. Now it's taken by the Wildcats again. Setting up shop Sawyer Jensen down the left half boards. And it's thrown off the stick of Justin Adama, who is fresh out of the box after that penalty has just been killed by Lone Star. So the Starbright power play for the Wildcats has fallen to 0 for 2 on the night. John Zimmerman setting up in the neutral zone as time winds down in the second period. Period 2 comes to an end. Again, 2-2-year score. The Brahmas have turned the tide in their favor in terms of shots, 23-19. Remember that from Monsters, Inc., 23-19?
Yes, I do.
So we've got a close one as we expected, and third period of hockey, what do you think it's going to bring to us?
Good ending. 2-2 game, one shot wins the game.
Well, we sure hope so. And we'd expect nothing less. Two very proud teams and some fans from both sides here in the building. Enjoying some free hockey here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Hope those of you listening have enjoyed this broadcast as well. Again, we're sorry we couldn't put it on Fast Hockey. It's just the nature of the preseason, I guess. But we're more than happy to stream it on YouTube. Ricky doing a tremendous job helping me out tonight. And hope you all are enjoying your Tuesday night. We're going to step aside for a few minutes, take a short break. When we come back, we'll update you on what happened throughout that second period and let you know what we think the Wildcats will have to do to come away with a split against the Lone Star Brahmas in the preseason before they get ready for their home opener this Friday night. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Sorry for that delay. We're back to bring you second intermission coverage here at NYTEX Sports Centre. 2-2 your score. The last two goals have come off the sticks of Lone Star Brahmas, however. The first, David Marabella late in the first period, and the next, Jordan Wishman on a Lone Star power play to tie the game back up at 2. After the Cats came out of the gates flying, kind of like they did on a Saturday night. So, bit of a recurring theme we've seen at least through the first two games here in the preseason. The Wildcats getting off to very good starts twice in a row, but as I alluded to a little bit earlier, sort of taking their feet off the gas pedal a little bit, letting the opponents back into the game, and that seems like is what's been happening. And there you have it, 2-2 your score. Ryan Orgel with 2 goals for the Wildcats, both of which were scored through the 5-hole of Alec Calvaruso, who is no longer in this game, nor is Nick Nast. Both of those goalies, I'd say, played pretty good. But they're out. Nast was 14 of 16, Calvaruso 11 of 13. They've been replaced by Evan Moyes of Wichita Falls and of Lone Star Austin Smith. So both of those goaltenders have been perfect. Moyes 7 of 7, Smith 6 for 6. And I think if the Wildcats are going to have any chance of winning in this game, then they need to take whatever energy that they have to start games and play in the first period and kind of find a way to transfer that and I guess divert that energy to the third period, because they just seem to be a little bit stale there in the second. And that's right about the same time on Saturday night that it happened. So we're seeing a drop-off in play after the early stages. So we're going to have to find the energy and the willingness to finish out games strong, because you're not going to win too many games just by winning the first period. The Cats have not scored a second or third period goal yet in the preseason. So we'll see if they can change that. Lots of positives to take from this game, despite Lone Star being the stronger team of late. We've seen a lot of good things from defensemen joining the rush to forwards creating and causing turnovers. It's been something I've noticed that's probably even stronger than last season that the Wildcats have, is forwards and basically just causing chaos in the opponent's near the opponent's goal line and behind their net. It's just been a matter of finishing. And that's so far been their Achilles heel, particularly for their forwards. We've not had a Wildcat forward score a goal yet either. So the guys that are going to be turned to here and I think relied upon, some of the veterans, Ryan Burnett, Alexei Poikala, they played on both Starbright Cleaners power plays in the last period and generated some good opportunities, just didn't put the puck in the net. Ryan Burnett's had 2 breakaways in this game and hasn't finished. So the chances are coming. The breaks are just not falling right now. I think finishing chances and making life a little bit more difficult for the goaltenders, I would say. They haven't really seen a whole lot of deflections or rebound opportunities, and a lot of that credit belongs to the goaltender, obviously, because both Calvaruso and Smith have done a pretty good job of hanging on to point shots and shots coming through a little bit of traffic. Not a whole lot of point-blank second chances. And part of the rebrand with this Tony Curtali coached team is that the Wildcats did want to get stronger in that area. They have gotten bigger, so that's half the battle. But well, with size comes responsibility, and I would like to see a little bit more of some of the bigger guys, the C.J. Regulas, the Sawyer Jensens, the Kevin Feeses, the Bobby DeFries, guys like that. getting in front of the net and making life extremely difficult for Austin Smith over the next 20 minutes. I think that'll be a big message over the intermission. I think we might actually see a goal like that. We may see, look out for a deflection goal or a rebound goal in this next period.
He's gonna make me give us back.
Just a second, folks.
Can you hear me?
I can't. Just a second. I can hear you loud and clear, Ricky. Welcome back. Ricky, let me ask you something. What are the Wildcats going to have to do here in this last third and final period? They haven't scored a goal in the second or the third period in either one of these games.
Definitely get back to the way they were playing in the first period, dumping the puck in, going hard and forechecking, and coming out with the puck. And we're going to need shots from the point, and we're going to have to get dirty and bury him home.
I was just saying it earlier. We've definitely beefed up on size, but we haven't necessarily done the second part of that battle, which is using that size to our advantage. Last year, Lone Star undoubtedly had the size advantage. Just about any team in our division had the size advantage. Now, I don't know. I'd say it's pretty close. We may have a slight advantage, but we're not really using it, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
So use some of those big bodies. Get in front of Austin Smith. Make life difficult for him. We'll see if the Cats can do that in the third period. Your score, 2-2. The lone goal scorer for the Wildcats, Ryan Orgel, the defenseman out of California, out of LA, has scored both goals. Both came in the first period. The Cats have not scored a goal since late in the first period. The Brahmas have scored twice since Orgel's second goal. The first from David Marabella, the second from Jordan Wishman on a power play. So the game is tied. The Brahmas with a slight edge in shots after taking the game by the horns in that second frame without question. We're just about underway here for period 3. We're going to take one last short break. When we come back, we'll have third period hockey for you and so much more. Stay with us, everyone. right, welcome back, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday evening. Alex Von Coitel, Ricky Carballo on the Wildcats Broadcast Network for you tonight. For those of you listening on YouTube.com, we're so happy to have you with us. Third period hockey just about underway. We're all evened up at 2 goals apiece. Brahmas have scored the last 2. The Cats are going to try to respond here in period 3.
The fans are filling out.
Yeah, it was not quite this full at the start of the game. Definitely seen it pick up here towards the end. Good observation. I didn't even notice that.
Even right below us.
So Ricky, it's my understanding you're hoping for a bit of a scrap or a Donnybrook in this period.
Hopefully.
We'll see. We've had some close calls to a scrap. We hope those of you listening are as fired up as the PA announcer here at NYTEX. So it's Ilya Sportsov line that started this game. That will get the nod to start in this third period. The Wildcats starting line, by the way, was brought to you by Pelican's Restaurant. It was Ilya Sportsov, flanked by Ethan Daniels, CJ Regula, Seamus Donahue, Nick Nass, and on the right side, Ryan Orgel. The puck drops. Third period hockey underway here at NYTEX. Ethan Daniels, the ex-Pike Peak U18 product. Gives one cross ice. Offside there was CJ Regula, so the whistle blows. Back to neutral territory here. Third period of Wildcats hockey is brought to you by American Classifieds. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Lisco gives it to John Zimmerman, who throws it across the ice behind the skates of Drake Glover. Zimmerman will wheel it back in, scoots along the end boards past Ryan Orgel. Kelly pressuring Orgel now, who's a bit too strong for that to work. Thrown out by Ilya Skvortsov, a little bit too far for CJ Regula. Puck is tipped into the offensive zone, played by Moyes, so no icing. There would have been. Donahue will flip it out to Skvortsov. Nice crisp touch pass across the line, hoping to get it to Blake Bozzi, who's now on a delayed offside. So the Cats regroup in the neutral zone. Skvortsov sidesteps Justin Adamo. Blake Bozzi sealed off by Carson Kelly. Now the puck is in the near corner. Ryan Burnett scrapping for it alongside John Zimmerman, who's been out there a while since the start of the period. Taking away every inch of Burnett's real estate, as well as Blake Bozzi, Burnett's former opponent in the MIHL high school days. Austin O'Rourke nearly slams into his opposing number 10, Sammy Farrowin. Did well to dodge the check. Now it's Alexei Poikala behind his net. Jovan Zimmerman, former Colorado Thunderbird, doing well high in the air. Ricocheted off of Adamo's stick. Batted down by Alexei Poikala. The Cats reset. Sammy Farrowin. Blake Bozzi, left wing, heading to the net. Kabinia. Bozzi's shot scorches over the glove of Austin Smith. Justin Adamo back the other direction for Lone Star. Here comes number 4 for the Brahmas, Alex Stoley, the defenseman leading the rush. His shot waffle boarded there by Evan Moyes. Breaking down through the neutral zone, hoping to get the pass from Kabinia there was John Bendorf. The pass did not get all the way through to him. There are too many Brahmas in between he and Bendorf. Now Simone Loof setting up behind his net for Alex Stoley. Onto the right side, played back into the neutral zone. Kevin Fees on the intercept. Ripley, Bendorf rather. Wildcats' first draft pick over the offseason. Lost possession. Here's Kelly back the other way. Pinned up by Farrowin. Jovan Zimmerman runs into his man. Here comes Bobby DeFriest. Out to center. Backhands it off the skate of John Zimmerman. Jovan caught on a delayed offside. Here comes Carson Kelly. Scored the game-winning goal against the Wildcats on Saturday night at the K. Yeager Coliseum. He'll dump it in behind the Wichita Falls net. Zimmerman open to Freese on the right side, waiting for an outlet pass. Throws one the width of the ice, a little bit too far for Blake Ripley. Ripley sends it into the slot, picked out by Milishko. Now it's John Zimmerman, throws it off the half boards. Vladimir Stadenikov whips it out to center and a little bit beyond. David Marabella tried to twist away from Roman Canal. He read that play like a book. Stadenikov along the corner wall. Into the slot for a shot in the goal. David Marabella with his second of the night, and the Brahmas with their first lead of the night. It is 3-2.
That's what happens when you hang out right on top of the slot in the house.
Far too much space to give a veteran like David Marabella. What a finish that was.
The top right.
Beautifully taken there by David Marabella. Beautiful finish. As you mentioned, top right over the glove hand of Evan Moyes. And that's something that's been lacking a little bit from the Wildcats game is finishing. Cats have not yet taken a shot in this period. Nearly 4 minutes into it. Jack Zielinski around the wall for Kamer. Ethan Daniels in low. CJ Regula pressuring his man on the attack, but Glover got away from him, finds Kessel on his off wing. Kamer in deep, pursuing it. Works up against Blake Kriska now in the far corner, or near corner. Roman Canal will pick it up behind his net and start the breakout. Got Ethan Daniels right in front of him. Instead, elects to go to CJ Regula up through center. Simone Loof behind his net. Will swoop in and pick up the puck. Will skate full steam ahead. Dropped off for Glover on a clear offside. Loof called. Whistle blows. 15 and a half to go in the third. 3-2. Lone Star got their first lead of the game after that snipe by David Marabella. 2 goals for the veteran. So in this preseason, 3 of the Brahmas' 5 goals have been scored by veteran players. Marabella with 2, Carson Kelly with 1. I suppose you could even count Hunter Stanley as a veteran. He played with the Brahmas very briefly last season, just a couple of games. He was a tender last year, now a full-time player. Austin O'Rourke. Off of Seamus Donahue's skate, bounces back out to the neutral zone. Simone Loof. Austin O'Rourke, fan on the pass. Blake Bozzi says, I'll take that. And he starts it back the other way on the left side, working against Simone Loof. Bozzi shoots off the side of the net. Tries to exit his zone. The puck is poked away from Seamus Donahue, who's got to hurry back. And Adamo tripped him up. Will be called for a penalty. Justin Adamo, number 71 for the Brahmas. They're not calling that tripping, they're calling that interference. Interference against Justin Adamo. I'm not sure I saw much of that. The Cats will take it. Back to the power play, their third chance. We'll see if the third time is the charm. Wildcats power play brought to you by Starbright Cleaners. And they need this opportunity. They trail 3-2. And guess who? Seamus and Ryan Orgel back onto the ice. So now we're starting to see at least a little bit of experimentation on the forward front. Alexei Poikala now on the left side. Don't see him play left wing very often. Ilya Skvortsov flanking he and Ryan Burnett now. A lot of skill on this power play. We'll see what the Wildcats can do with it. Ilya Skvortsov across on the right side in the Brahma zone. Throws it across the goal mouth and into the other corner. Poikala, his fellow European, gives it back to him now, right corner. Skvortsov twisting and turning away from Jordan Wishman, one of the Brahmas goal scorers this evening. Ryan Orgel sets up Poikala left circle across. Fanning on the one-timer there was Ilya Skvortsov, but a good pass was made to get it to him from Alexei Poikala. Now Burnett pushes up on Jordan Wishman. Zielinski helping him out, but the Cats win it. Here's a bomb from Orgel. He stung the blocker in Marabella. Another drive from Orgel. Goes just wide left post. Now Poikala in after it. Marabella clears. Kelly will flip it down the ice, and that's going to kill out just half of the Wildcats' power play. The forward switch, I don't think the defenseman will. Isaac Kabinia, Kevin Fees, and Jonathan Bendorf now on the ice for the Cats up front. Maybe it's time to take these defensemen off. Seamus looks gassed. any other Wildcats defensemen aside from these two on the power plays just yet. Long stretch pass eludes the stick of John Bendorf. There's a broken twig in the slot. Finally, we see a couple of new blue liners here. Sammy Farrowin getting a chance on the power play. Isaac Cabinia will drop it back for Farrowin now. Jovan Zimmerman out to join him. Here come the Brahmas after the puck was stolen by number 24. Austin Kamer works it back into the Cat zone. He will just play it deep with 20 seconds to go on the interference penalty to Justin Adamo. Sammy Farrowin. Isaac Cabinia flies down the right side. Ex-Wilmar high schooler. Takes it behind the Lone Star net. Lost possession of the puck. Jack Zielinski looks like he'll be able to clear. Gives it ahead for Kelly. Kelly. Those went just too far beyond the stick of Troy York. Out of the box, Justin Adamo. The Lone Star Brahmas penalty kill has improved to 3 for 3. The Cats power play 0 for 3. CJ Regula couldn't clear it out.
Oh, what a hit.
Goodness. Down goes Carson Kelly, and he's hurt. Slow to get up, Carson Kelly. What a hit delivered by Jovan Zimmerman. That's as clean as they come. The fans didn't see it that way. And now a penalty upcoming against Wichita Falls. So the fans' anger here will be short-lived after a Cat sent to the box. Got a pretty exuberant fan down there, Ricky.
Yeah, we do.
Never a shortage of that when you come to this building.
Never. Very passionate about the Brahmas.
Isaac Cabinia being called. Did you see what the penalty was there?
Oh, I missed it.
I did too. Looks like it could have been a hit from behind. Didn't look too severe. Isaac Cabinia by no means a cheap shot or dirty type of player, but he's going to have a seat. Looks like he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Cats back to the PK. 1 for 2 on the night. Parkway Grill penalty kill. Adamo, who was just in the box not long ago, will take the face-off for Lone Star, but he's beaten on it by Ethan Daniels.
Got him in a headlock right now.
Oh yeah, he does. Look at that. That's Bendorf. Bendorf in a headlock by Hunter Stanley. No, that was Kriska, rather. Apologies. Right point. Simone Loof. Alex Stoley. Loof calling for it. Stoley faked the pass and then spun away from Ethan Daniels. Loof really wants this puck. Here's a one-timer from the right circle that scorches wide, taken by Austin O'Rourke. Bounces past Stoley and back out to center. Loof now for Stanley. Stanley back for Stoley. Stoley and Stanley. Back to Stanley. Now for Stoley. I'm not kidding. Back out to center, gaining the red line. Shoots it over the stick of Austin O'Rourke. Roman Canal has to go back to get it. Canal just gave Adamo a run for his money. Adamo went down, gets back up to his skates. Here's Stoley now for Stanley. Now across to the right side for Loof. His shot goes just wide of the right side post, or the right pad rather, of Evan Moyes. Stoley for Loof. Back for Stoley, not in his wheelhouse. Has to pick it up and shoot off the glove of Moyes. Puck sent back to the right circle, but not out. Adamo unloads a shot. Pad save Moyes. Good stop through traffic. 45 to go on the penalty to Isaac Cabinia. The Brahmas change on the fly. Wildcats with a few tired skaters still out there. Peter Kessel at center. He's got an assist to his credit in this evening. Peter Kessel dances through a couple of checks and finds a man open on the right side. And unable to pull the trigger, it was number 24, Austin Kamer. Some good moves, but he didn't shoot the puck. Wishman left point, keeps it alive, sends it low and around the boards past the stick of Glover. Slapped in further by Jack Zielinski. Ryan Burnett tries to clear, couldn't get it past Wishman. Wishman gives it low. The Brahmas cycling the wagons. Kessel will drop it off now, trying to get it to Glover. Had a bit of a blowout. Kessel for Glover again. Glover sends it in front for Kessel, whose shot turned aside by Moyes. Good strong save by Evan Moyes, and Orgel will hook the puck out to center. And that has killed off the Wildcats penalty. Back to full strength. Cabinia is out of the box. The Cats have improved to 2 for 3 on the Parkway Grill penalty kill this evening. Ryan Orgel battling for it in his own corner. Again, the Cats have cleared. Jaka Malisco is back.
Too many men.
That should have been called. I don't know why it wasn't. Good eye there, Ricky. Went off of Zenikov's stick, or skate rather. Zenikov had not gotten onto the ice yet. He was still in the process of making his line change, and the puck hit his skate. No penalty was called. Aiden Spellacy behind the Wildcats net, gives it across to David Marabella on the right corner. Marabella swerves away from Ryan Burnett, who's pretty gassed out there right now. John Zimmerman in the neutral zone. Flies it back deep into Wichita Falls territory. They haven't been able to work this puck out of their own end in quite a while here. Having some trouble. Stenikov's wraparound stopped by Moyes. Right point again. Zimmerman's bomb. Didn't get through all the traffic. Donahue picks it off. Finds an open DeFries, who gives it cross ice. Here come the Cats. Finally on a rush. Pass from Skvortsov intended there for Jensen. Picked off and sent back the other way by Spellacy, who was at the end of a shift, so he dumps it in. Brahmas change. 5 fresh skaters on the ice for them. Levi Wonder pushed it back in low. Ethan Daniels throws it off the corner boards. Alex Stoley keeps it alive. Right point. Skvortsov battling for it. Sends it free. Kelly keeps it at the point. Puck rolls along the blue line. Jovan Zimmerman over first to play it. Stolen by York. York is in. He shoots. Fought off by the mask, I believe, of Evan Moyes, but a penalty again called against Wichita Falls. They have just been scrambling in their own zone. So Ilya Skvortsov.
Looks like it's going to be a 4-minute.
Ooh, double minor. Jovan Zimmerman, rather. My apologies. Not Skvortsov, it is Zimmerman. You see any blood?
York was showing the ref. Oh, just a minor.
Just a minor. Hey, good news, Wildcats fans. Just a minor against Jovan Zimmerman. But they go back to the penalty kill. 2 for 3 on the night. Hoping to become 3 for 4. They concede a goal here. They're going to have a really hard time getting back in this game. 3-2 at Lone Star, 8.5 to go in the third period. Brahmas' ratio for goals is the same as their shots, 3-2, 30-20 the shots. Wishman keeps it alive at the left point. He will find an open Stoley right circle. His shot goes off of Cabinia's skate and over top of the net. Adamo leaves it. Wishman. Stoley right circle. Pass intercepted by Cabinia. We've seen a lot of really good penalty killing from Isaac Cabinia here tonight. Expecting him to be sort of a mainstay on the Wildcats penalty kill throughout the season. Kevin Fees replaced by Ethan Daniels on the bench on this PK. Evan Moyes has it behind his net, throws it around the corner wall. Justin Adamo using every inch of that 6'4" frame of his to win that puck. Maliszko back across. That's Hunter Stanley over there. Puts it past Donahue into the corner. Adamo gives it back to Stanley. Waiting for it, right point. Stoley lets it go. Tip just wide by Austin O'Rourke. A minute to go on the power play for the Lone Star Brahmas. Jovan Zimmerman still serving that minor for slashing or high sticking. Stanley will skate it up ice now through center. He turns across the Wildcats blue line. Past Skvortsov, squeezes his way through a couple of checks, and Evan Moyes says, no thank you, I'll just hold on to that one. Smart play there by the goaltender out of Ohio. Star without a shot on this power play, which is now 5/8 of the way over. Off to Moyes' left. We see Peter Kessel line up to take a face-off, which you don't see him do typically on 5-on-5. And he wins the draw. Maliszko. Kessel. Circle, slap pass from the side of the goal from Glover, intended there for Kessel, didn't work out. John Zimmerman. Nice pass, finds an open man at the back door, and he couldn't stuff it into the net. Zimmerman has it high slot, takes the shot, screen shot, and that one hit the elbow of the goal, it looked like. It stayed out. A lot of fans thought that was in. Kessel leaves it for Kamer, left circle. Zimmerman, top of the umbrella. Now to the other side. Here's a bullet from Maliszko that's swallowed up by Evan Moyes, and no rebound conceded. So technically that was the first shot on this Brahmas power play, which is just about over 7 seconds away. Okay, so the penalty to Jovan Zimmerman is over. He works his way out of the penalty box. He joins his teammates jumps right into the play in the defensive zone, trying to help his mates out, but they score right away. Backdoor play, beautiful pass, and that's a tap-in goal. And Levi Wonder's probably never going to score an easier goal in his entire career. Boy, that's just bad timing. Jovan Zimmerman was just let out of the box. He was in the process of rejoining his teammates on the ice, trying to help him out. And just as he was getting back, the backdoor pass was made, and the tap-in goal was buried by Levi Wonder. So the Cats now trailing by 2 with just over 6 to go in the third period. So Aiden Spellacy. Nikov's brought down by Sawyer Jensen. Meanwhile, the Cats exit their own zone. Bobby DeFriest skating through the neutral zone. There's a pass Stoley. Looked like Blake Ripley had that stick slash right out of his hands. Orgel unloads the one-timer. It was blocked. Spellacy goes behind his net. Meanwhile, back at center ice, Orgel gets the pass from Sammy Farrowen. Crosses a blue line. Why not shoot from there? He's got a goal from that exact same spot. Drop it now. Sharp angle bid denied there by Austin Smith. By far been the less busy of the two goaltenders. Hunter Stanley tried to center, intercepted by Jovan Zimmerman. Jovan up the wing now for Ilya Skvortsov, who is blindsided there by Justin Adamo. Simon Loof behind his net picks up the puck. Banks it out, tipped away, and off a Brahmas player in the bench. So they're going to say that his faceoff stays in the Lone Star zone. Unfortunate break from the Brahmas. Less than 5 minutes to go in the third. The Cats now trail by 2. That goal scored by Levi Wonder, a tap-in goal. They've got their work cut out for them over the next 2 minutes here. Roman Canal one-times it. It's gloved and held by Austin Smith. So the face-offs to Smith's left here. Bendorf won it, but Kessel intercepted it. And Kriska had a blowout right past him. Kamer to the net, and the goaltender's plowed into the goal. This goal's not going to count. There's no chance. And we just hope Moyes is okay after that. The PA announcer knew right away. He announced no goal. The puck did enter the net, but only after Moyes was plowed into. Not only should this not be a goal, but might even be a penalty against Lone Star. You've got to make every possible attempt to avoid contact with the goaltender, and I didn't see any of that.
I didn't either.
So this should be a penalty. I don't think it's going to be one. The fans have no reason to be upset that that goal was waved off whatsoever. We stay at 5 skaters aside. Bit of a tough break there for Blake Kriska. I think just tripped over his own skate and went down on his own end, and that created the chance for Kamer. Right off the tie-up, another face-off win by the Brahmas. Malishko gets it deep. Moyes with a bit of a bobble behind his net. Seamus Donahue collects it. Things to unfold in front of him. He's directing traffic from in behind his net. Banks it off the near half boards. Cabinia shoving Malishko, springs a man down the right side, and Ryan Orgel, who's trying to squeeze past Kelly, and he does. Orgel in the corner, backhands one in the direction of Bendorf. Bendorf wins it, left it off for Fees, but it's taken away from him by Levi Wonder. And here come the Brahmas. Troy York's lead pass, a little bit too far for Jakob Malishko. Malishko pushed ahead there by Isaac Cabinia, dropped off for Seamus Donahue again behind his net. As he so often does, he's going to lead things from the back and direct some traffic. Off the boards and down the ice on goal, so no icing, and Smith decides to hang on. Kevin Fees and John Zimmerman doing some pushing and shoving near Austin Smith right now. You were in the van with me. Fees did say he wanted to get into a scrap in this game, did he not?
Yes, he did.
We'll see if he does. He wants to go. Look at him. Got his arms up in the air. Zimmerman and Fees are being escorted by different linesmen back to their penalty box, or back to their benches. They knew something probably would have started if they didn't do that. Just under 4 to go. The Cats trailing by 2. Poikala tied up on the face-off circle. Brahmas with another big face-off win. Vladimir Stadenikov squeezed out by Ryan Burnett in the neutral zone. Again, Vladimir Stadenikov will clear it deep into Wichita Falls territory. Down goes Farrell, and my goodness, what a hit. Aiden Spellacy just leveled the Canadian defenseman, but he's all right. Got right back up to his skates. And what have we here? An elbow.
Ref missed that jump on the hit.
Yeah, that was Aiden Spellacy who left his skates, but they are sending Jovan Zimmerman to the box, and he's not happy. Jovan not really one to talk back, but he can't believe that call was just made. So elbowing against Jovan Zimmerman, the Cats go back to the PK. 3:18 to go in the third, trailing by 2. They're going to need a shorthanded goal without question now. So here's Jacob Melisko again, running the point here. John Zimmerman gets the good cross-ice saucer pass into the slot for Kessel. Shot, save, rebound. Moyes has it. The referee blows the whistle. Not sure how he hung on through all that madness right in front of him. Everyone's got a face full of fist right now. Kamer and Kriska looks like. Kamer's just sticking his glove in Kriska's face, and he's not happy about it. The exuberance of youth. Kriska, the 99-born defenseman, I think he wants to go. Kamer with a smile on his face skates away. And now they're sending a Brahma to the box, and that's Kamer. I'd say that's well-deserved. They might call this roughing. 2 minutes given to Austin Kamer
For face masking.
face masking. I didn't even know that was a penalty.
Me neither.
I thought that was a football thing. I'll have to check the hockey rule book on that one, Ricky. I don't know if that's the term. All right, so 4-on-4. That gives the Cats a little bit of a better chance here. We'll have a very, very brief power play at the end of it all, 15 seconds, but in all likelihood, we'll probably see the net to our left empty here as Moyes is looking at the Wildcats bench right now. Ryan Orgel finds an open Donahue with the one-timer, sticked aside by Austin Smith. Now O'Rourke has it, or Stanley rather. He's pinned up by John Bendorf, but the Brahmas are able to escape the danger. John Zimmerman out to center is hooked. No call forthcoming. Donahue and Cabinia go back to fetch the puck behind their net. Stanley intercepts the pass along the wall from Cabinia, trying to break out here. Stanley swivels his way in, lost possession behind Evan Moyes, and then eventually coughed it up to Seamus Donahue, who will scoot his way away from the forechecking Stanley and leave it out for Ryan Orgel. Cats forwards change. John Bendorf and Ilya Skvortsov on the ice now. Here comes Ilya, the Russian forward. Confidently gaining the line. Look at that toe drag move. Shot blocker, save, rebound,
What
stopped
a
again.
move.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy, I really wish that move would have been caught on fasthockey.com.
Oh yeah, here's one.
Here's a chance. Skvartsov with a backhander. Stopped. Rebound.
Oh.
It's loose and covered up and swallowed by Austin Smith. And what a well-deserved standing O for him.
That's my roommate. One of the 6 guys that live with me.
My goodness.
5.
That was one of the most beautifully executed toe drags I've seen in this league.
Twice.
It's just unfortunate it didn't result in a goal because he definitely deserved one there. Fairwind lost it to David Marabella. Gives him a bit of a high hit. Spellacy gets it deep past CJ Regula. Back to fetch it now. It's Roman Canal. Canal works his way up through center, gains the red line. It went off the linesman Williams. Canal trying to keep it at the point. The Brahmas had possession though. Time winding down on the penalty to Jovan Zimmerman. He exits the box. 15 to go meanwhile on the penalty to Austin Kamer. 1:12 to go in this game. The Wildcats trailing 4-2. Think they pull the goaltender?
We'll see. I believe so once we get possession down in the offensive zone.
CJ Regula leaves it off for Sammy Farrow and he gains the red line, then the blue line, tries to get it deep. He's met by Levi Wonder. CJ Regula pushes it past Wonder and Simone Loop. Regula backhands one to the slot. Here's a shot from Jensen that goes wide on the glove side. Evan Moyes looking to the bench, not getting the green light from Curtali or Nelson.
We got a penalty with too many men on the ice.
Ooh. And that'll just about put this game away, folks. CJ Regula will serve this bench minor. Too many men on the ice. Unfortunate break for the Wildcats because we remember it happened earlier. I believe it was in this period where the Brahmas had the puck go off of a player's skate who had not jumped off the bench yet, and the penalty wasn't called.
Also hit a player while his foot was over the bench.
All right, so the Cats getting the wrong end of the officiating here tonight for the most part. Cabinia dangles past a couple. He knows he needs to score one short-handed now for the Cats to have a chance. Kevin Fees protecting the puck with one hand on his stick, takes it into the right corner, now behind the net. Half minute to go, Moyes just stays in the crease. Peter Kessel with a 4-on-2 developing, leads the rush back the other way for the Brahmas, lays a backhand saucer pass over to the right side for Austin Kamer. Pinned up by Jovan Zimmerman, puck bounces on Zimmerman. Kessel will swing it back to the right point. John Zimmerman for the Brahmas. Peter Kessel, right circle. Malishko backdoor. The left circle, drops it back for Zimmerman now with 10 to go. Peter Kessel hangs on the right, along the right half board. Saucers one in deep for Glover. Drake Glover pushed away by Farrowin, but that's going to do it. So the Wildcats have fallen at the NYTEX Sports Centre after giving up 4 unanswered goals. Stretching from late in the first period till early in the third. And they were unable to solve Austin Smith at all. So they've dropped both preseason games, 2-1 in Wichita Falls, 4-2 in suburban Fort Worth. And the preseason comes to an end. Ricky, some of your thoughts as the preseason is over and we get ready for the regular season on Friday night.
Be ready to play Friday and get the first W of the season.
Absolutely, and Amarillo will be in our building. Again, folks, season tickets are available. For those of you who have ordered them, swing by the Wildcats office anytime this week or whenever you can. And they'll be available for pickup. Thanks so much for your help, Ricky. Really appreciate it. I'm not going to keep you around. Do what you got to do.
All right, sounds good. Have a good one, Alex.
Thank you. Ricky Carballo doing an excellent job. Ricky Carballo doing an excellent job on the color commentary and color analysis this evening. So stick tap extended his way. But more importantly, for those of you who tuned in this evening to hear the Wildcats' final preseason game of the 2016-17 season, thanks so much. We really appreciate it. In case you forgot, the Cats dropped both of their games in the preseason last year, only they were a little bit worse than this. They were, both of them were essentially blowouts. They lost 3-0 at home, and then they lost 6-2 here at NYTEX. So the results were closer, but again, neither game resulted in a W. Unfortunately, that's what the preseason is about figuring out your team dynamic and figuring out what needs. Sorry? Yeah, just leave it. Just leave it. Figuring out your team dynamic, figuring out what needs to be worked on and what needs to be addressed. And again, this lineup is not final. Lots of things need to be changed and altered. I think that very much that part is clear. There will be some changes up ahead. There will be a little bit of pain up ahead. Unfortunately, some of these players still have to go home. Again, this is not the final roster. We need to be down to 25 now, really. So a few players still have to go. And unfortunately, everyone here who's made it this far is pretty well invested in the program and has put a lot of time and effort into making this team. Here for a reason, right? The coaching staff likes everybody here who's left. That's why they're still here. So some tough decisions lying ahead. The toughest decisions of the offseason, I'd say, for the Wildcats coaching staff. I do not envy the position of Tony Curtali or Josh Nelson right now. So we'll keep you posted as we always do on our Facebook and Twitter pages, as well as our website, which, by the way, is being currently in the process of being changed over and run by Hockey Tech instead of Point Streak, so things will be changing. We're going to get, not sure if we're going to get a new URL, but we're definitely going to get a new website. The designs are already well underway, so keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, we're going to call it quits here from NYTEX Sports Centre. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in for this preseason hockey game between the Wildcats and the Brahmas in suburban Fort Worth at NYTEX Sports Centre. The Cats, again, have dropped this game 4-2 the final in favor of the Brahmas. Orgel with 2 goals for the Cats, so that's the silver lining to take from this game. Unfortunately, none of the Wildcats forwards were able to finish their chances that they had, and they did not score again in the second or third period, which seems to be the team's Achilles heel right now, is scoring in the later periods, the later stages of the game. We'll see if they address that come our home opener again this Friday night, 7:05 p.m. at K. Yeager Coliseum. Get your tickets now. Call the Wildcats box office at 716-5555. During business hours, of course, and they'll be more than happy. The great folks over at the KYC box office will set you up with your tickets. For season tickets, again, come to the Cats office at 1002 5th Street and pick them up. We've got them ready for you. That's going to just about do it for tonight, folks. I'm going to wrap this puppy up because I've still got to drive home. So we'll see you back home this Friday at K. Yeager Coliseum. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone, and have a wonderful and safe Tuesday night.